Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so I think there's only one way that you could describe the clip that I'm going to show you guys. This is disturbing. It's a disturbing new trend. Free speech across the Western world is now under attack, and really it's got to be viewed as a warning sign. This is what happens when you give an inch. They want to take a mile. It starts off as virtuous. Oh, we only want to censor dangerous speech, but when you give that kind of power to a government to label speech as dangerous or misinformation, it becomes a blanket term, and all of a sudden, you've surrendered your rights and the cops are at your door, ready to arrest you for making a social media post, for simply stating an opinion. And the left loves to dismiss these claims. Oh, you're exaggerating, how ridiculous. Just like they always do with any concern coming from the right. CRT isn't actually being taught in schools. Young prepubescent kids aren't actually being handed hormone blockers. That's not really happening. When it actually is, we simply cannot let them dismiss what is going on, the clear concern here that free speech is under attack across the Western world. In countries like Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, in common law countries, people are being arrested for voicing their opinions on social media. I got another example to show you guys. This should be a warning to everybody. This is what happens when you give the left an inch. They take a mile and they come for your rights as fast as you could imagine. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so we got this tweet right over here, released by Radio Genoa, and the caption reads, "British patriot does not want to see Palestinian flags in his city and writes so on social media." And then shortly afterwards, at 4 o'clock in the morning, British police broke into his house and arrested him. Take a look at this.
No.
And to protect the vulnerable person, by means of buildings and posts, you do not attend any events involved with Palestine, okay? The reasons why we did this is on the 17th of the 10th of 2023, on Bethnal Green Road at 10:04, you were witnesses saying, obviously, people, while they're over here, etc., we let them into our country, etc.
So, big deal.
Yeah, okay.
So, big deal.
Saying
it. Take him. Disgusting. You're disgusting. Absolute. I'm a stage 4 cancer patient and I need to be here. Make a scene of shoes. Make a scene. You're arresting him because he said something in his mind about Hamas, a terrorist organisation.
You haven't been round the block. You don't know what you're talking about. John, have a
let's have it very, very clear. We have the freedom of speech. If we want to be against Palestine, we will be. If that's a problem, that's your problem.
And you want to come at this time of night? And you give people a fright all because you say, all because of a comment about Palestine? It's absolutely disgusting what's going on in this country. It was actually on GB News. It was on GB News. Exactly. It was on GB News. I can't believe you guys. This is disgusting. Absolutely. Oh my God. I can't take any of this. I need my directions.
I feel that. You need to stop all that, yeah? You need to stop all that. Yeah, I know. This is your freedom.
Look at the cops! Look at all the cops!
But embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Because he mentioned Palestine! Look at this! Look at this! Getting arrested because he mentioned Hamas on Facebook.
Yeah, we're all against terrorist organisations. Sorry, unfortunately.
We don't like terrorists.
Yeah. We don't want terrorists in the country.
You can't have an opinion in this country.
It's absolutely insane. And it's not a one-off situation. I've covered many of these situations over the last couple of years. It's a trend that's increasing. And it's clearly a trend that is disturbing to those who understand the importance of freedom of expression. And that's really what it is. I mean, what's the crime? Expressing an opinion. The man simply voiced his discontent with the current state of immigration in his own country as a tax-paying citizen. A sentiment rooted in his perspective on immigration and national identity, but in the United Kingdom, apparently, expressing your opinion online is now grounds for a police raid. This should send chills down the spine of every freedom-loving person out there, because make no mistake, what we're seeing here is the erosion of one of the most fundamental rights, free speech. And before you dismiss it as, oh well, it's just a UK problem, it's not, because we've seen this trend across the Western world. And of course, we saw what happened in the, let's call it, 2020 era, where Democrats showed their true color on the issue of free speech. We saw when when they cheered the online deplatforming and depersoning of a sitting president of the United States. I mean, for Pete's sake, Kamala Harris, the latest Democrat presidential nominee, I can't really call her a nominee, but you know what I mean. But you get it, the top of the Democrat ticket, Democrat leadership, when she essentially cheered it on.
All of these social media companies and these online platforms, which are so powerful in their ability to impact perception about an issue and to influence behaviors, let's be clear about that. There have to be standards, and he and his account should be taken down. We saw in El Paso that shooter in his manifesto was informed by how Donald Trump uses that platform. And this is a matter of corporate responsibility. Twitter should be held accountable and shut down that site. It is a matter of safety and corporate accountability. He has lost his privileges and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter.
Let's call this what it is. It's Orwellian. This is exactly what George Orwell warned us about in his famous book 1984, a society where dissenting voices are silenced, not through debate, not through discussion, but through outright intimidation and force. In Orwell's dystopian novel, people lived under the constant threat of surveillance, where expressing the wrong opinion could get you in serious trouble with the authorities. Well, I guess now we don't need to imagine a dystopian future, because we're living it. It's happening before our very eyes, and people don't seem to see it. Now, we're obviously not living in the world of 1984, that's for sure, but society doesn't tread the path of authoritarianism overnight. It takes time. It's the erosion of rights. And that right there, that path is exactly the path that Democrats are trying to walk. I mean, following the Democrats' devastating loss in 2024 and the almost sudden collapse of a lot of these fake news mainstream media outlets, the left-wing rhetoric has already started.
And no accountability for having disinformation spread, right?
Right.
And as you know well, and I mean, when I got started in Democratic politics, you know, most of it was like local TV ads. That was what it was about. Obviously, national TV, local print. Those local TV is held to a higher standard of accountability than social media platforms in terms of having accurate information on their platforms. That is crazy. And so it is. How does it change? How are people held to account? Laws have to change.
That's Jen Psaki claiming there should be now laws controlling speech online. And you know, they frame it as this virtuous thing, but it's really not. It's the most sinister thing that I could possibly imagine, at least from a point of, let's call it societal policy. They're talking about taking away your right to express yourself and to essentially create a system where Washington gets to regulate speech. It's insane. I mean, what do you think Washington's gonna do? Any speech they don't like that goes against their interest, now illegal. Haha, you can't talk anymore. Oh, what's this? Did we do something illegal? Oh, well, it's now illegal to talk about the illegal things that we're doing. That's essentially the motive here. And so it's time to wake up, America. If you think it can't happen here, you are wrong. It's already happening in the UK, Canada, and Australia, and it's creeping slowly into the United States. The left has already shown their willingness to do it. They want to control speech, control thought, and punish dissenters. It's time to wake up before it's too late. They are arresting people in the United Kingdom for expressing political beliefs on the issue of immigration. They want you censored, intimidated, and silenced, and it simply just cannot be allowed to happen. I mean, what else can I say? And that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to say in these videos, to be honest. How can I make the point clearer? Like, what else needs to be said? We're talking about free speech, the most fundamental right. The right that gives you the ability to speak your mind, whether you're right, whether you're wrong, that allows you to speak to power, criticize leaders. It is the most fundamental right to a functioning democracy or republic. And they want to take it away. It just can't happen, and people need to wake up. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.